We still have a few more days before the end of winter. We've got another swarm turning up. The second one in just over a week. I've been looking at all my hives in my backyard and none of them are making queen cells. It's easy to say, oh, it's somebody else's. I just got home from working on my bees. Went and asked Wilma if she can hear a noise outside and she said no. I'll come back when they've all settled. Well, the bees have all settled on this tree here and it gave me an excuse to clear away some of those branches. What I've done is I've just made a little mountain of boxes here, and I've got in a 6-frame box that'll have fresh pheromones in it. I have this beautiful frame of brood here that I got out of the observation hive. Only put that in when we got the last swarm that turned up in our yard. Just to reiterate, I've checked all my hives. This swarm hasn't come out of one of my hives. What I'm doing is I'm putting this frame into this 6-frame hive. I've smeared the tops of the frames with lemongrass oil and I'm just going to place it, lift it up until the bees are just touching that brood. Now that I've done that, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. If they don't start crawling in, I'll just elevate it a bit higher. But I'm restricted by the branch. A couple there starting to go down. I'm not a big fan of shaking swarms because they could take flight again, and if you can do it like this where there's no impact, well and good. I just pulled those outside frames out and you can see what's going on here. They're starting to go over the brood. You know, that's what you want when you're going to catch a swarm. A brood with very young larvae that needs to be nursed, needs to be fed. There's a lot more on the other side than what there is on this side. But the numbers are building up on this side. And you can see on the swarm itself, there's a lot of bees doing dances all over the swarm. I got a bit impatient, so I ended up putting the frame up against the swarm. Not right up against the swarm because there's a branch in the road. As you can see, a lot more bees on the frame now. And you can see bees doing their dances and all that sort of thing. I'll go and make myself a cuppa and come back. Well, there's a lot more in the frame now, but there's a lot of dancing going on. A lot of waggles and dances. So whether they're indicating that they found something a lot better, could be. So the only way to get these bees in this box is to have that queen on that frame of brood and get the brood in the box and get the lid on. I saw the queen before I got the box, but I wasn't quick enough to get anything to... Anyway, she sort of only saw her briefly and she went back into the cluster. I got a bit impatient waiting, so I found a pair of ratchet secateurs that I was able to cut the branch off without doing too much vibrating and shaking. So I've got them into the box. I'm just going to go and grab the lid now. I put a bead of honey on the tops of those frames to drive the bees off the ledge, so I can put the lid on without squashing any. So they're happily eating that honey, even though their bellies should be full of honey from wherever they came from. The bees seem very happy in their box. They don't look as though they're going to go anywhere else. Now that the bees are settled into the box, what I'm going to do is move the box. I'm going to eventually walk it over to where I've got a vacant spot. The colony for a flow hive got picked up. It's been 5 days since that swarm turned up, and they landed in that bush over there near the fence. And in the first 24 hours I walked the hive over to here. And I'm going to have a look. Just in a little bit of smoke. You can see here they're hanging off each other in the process of producing wax. Holy dooly.
5 days ago.
This is the foundationless frame next to the frame of brood since they arrived.
Oh, amazing.
This is a frame, a flow frame that had the starter strip. We did a swap for somebody. We'd swapped frames for frames, And that was how I ended up with these frames. And I'm just going to turn it the way you do, the way you normally do when you
Don't have wire.
don't have wire or fishing line. I'm looking to see if there's any eggs. There's no eggs yet. All that brood that was unsealed before has been finished off and sealed. You can see all that sealed brood in there. Oh, there she is. She's a beauty, isn't she? Towards my thumb.
Because I can't see her, I just have to follow your guidance.
Yeah, oh, she's a beauty.
Is she laying?
I can't see any new eggs. Focus near my thumb.
Yeah.
She was sort of
I
walking.
thought that was your pointer.
She was sort of quite. Oh, she went through a hole. Look at that. She went through a hole.
Yeah.
So we'll put this back. And we'll just cover them up. So these bees are very quiet, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they're like the other ones were quiet.
Yeah, very quiet. It's been 11 days since this swarm turned up. Just going to have a look and see what the queen's doing. You'll be able to see in a minute why I like using wax foundation. So that's number 6. So they're working on the 5th frame.
Wow.
But you can see why they're building worker comb. This section here's worker comb, and they've started on the drone comb already. And there's more worker comb over there.
Yep.
I can't see any eggs on that one. Oh yeah, she's laying eggs.
Oh, wow.
Now what I'm going to do, and there's the queen. Look at her. She's
Yeah,
just...
I can see her, but I've just got to put your finger in and I'll get it. Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah. It is overcast and showery and windy today. You can expect the bees to be a little bit on guard.
Yeah, I've got some good views of queens. Yeah, lately.
Oh, there she goes.
Ah, yeah, she's gorgeous.
Well, she's trying to find a way to get on the other side.
I can see the eggs
Oh, right, okay.
very clearly.
So I think it shows up a lot more with that dark background
Yes.
behind the comb. So anyway, the queen's up near the top bar. She's just in amongst the bees.
All of those cells have got little eggs in them.
So I'm just going to put this back together again. We know that the queen's laying. All's well there. Just have a quick look here. I haven't used any smoke.
Now this is the first swarm that came
This is
here.
the first swarm. Now I want to show you. Now what I've done is I took a nuke out of this hive. I only took 2 frames, 1 frame of brood with the queen and another frame with honey and bees, and I've made a nuke and I took it away. Now these bees will be starting to build queen cells to add to splits. Let's have a look at what they've done since last
Oh,
Saturday.
there's a lot of bees in that box.
There is, but have a look and see how much work they've done since last Saturday.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
Last Saturday, I talked about, you can see clearly how the bees have left that semicircle for the queen to lay in
Yes, you can.
with honey and pollen around where the brood's going to be. Half a football shape where they have brood down the bottom and then honey above. But look at the honey, it's all fully capped.
Yeah.
And every frame that's got brood in is like that.
Wow.
If I can bind all that capped honey, it'll be a full frame, I reckon. Look at the other side.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that fantastic? In the last 6 days. It's incredible.
What they've done is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It never ceases to amaze me how quickly they build stuff.
Yeah. Rightio. All right, well, we'll close this off. Righto, thanks for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye.